Hey man, how are you? Just wondering, why did you choose to come to the Dodgers? I'm sure you probably had some other suitors out there you could have gone to. Why did you choose to come to the Dodgers?
Um, obviously they won the World Series last year and a great group of guys, great coaching staff. Being a Southern California kid too, pretty easy kind of decision for me and just how they develop players and um, yeah, just been a huge fan of the organization and really glad to be a part of it.
What had they told you about your possible role with the team?
Like right-handed bat, off the bench and then a little bit of pitching. So, just starting and we'll see where it goes.
Dave mentioned yesterday that you recently threw a bullpen. Do you consider yourself a two-way player?
Yeah, I guess so. I think I guess I look at myself as the tools that I have, and some tools I don't, but one of my tools is pitching, like I would say I'm not much of a runner or nothing like that, but I could pitch. And so we'll see kind of where it goes and that role. But I feel like I could compete on the mound and really excited to be here with the organization and just all the information and technology they got on the pitching side. I'm really excited to dive into.
When did you throw your bullpen? And do you expect to sort of be splitting your time between, taking swings and, working on your pitching too?
I'm really going full go as far as the being an infielder and hitter, like first and third, and kind of doing the pitching stuff. I guess not necessarily on the side. We got a bullpen coming up this week again, but kind of easing into it as far as my throwing program and really making sure that my arm's in a good position from the health side and the strengthening side and really getting that going in my long toss program and then throwing pens and kind of building my arm up. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we're doing everything we can. We're on a schedule and listen to my arm and make sure that we're doing it the right way.
And do you expect to pitch in a game here this spring?
Yeah, I think we'll see how it goes. As everything goes on schedule and the arm stays healthy, the bullpens go well and we move right along, and we don't have any as far as setbacks, as far as soreness, because I am going to be playing in the field as well and playing and then also, doing the pitching stuff too. So as long as that I think goes pretty well, I think I could see myself doing that.
Thank you, Matt.
Next question is from Dave Vassay. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Matt, is this unusual for you to throw a bullpen during spring training? Have you done that with the Reds or White Sox in years past?
No, I actually did in 2019. I did show up with the pitchers with when I was with Texas. And so I was throwing bullpens and stuff like that. But no, so, something I grew up a pitcher and, I love pitching and pretty, I haven't done a ton of it, obviously in recent years or anything. And since high school, but, I really enjoy it. It feels very comfortable to me to be on a mound. It's not foreign whatsoever. So, I'm pretty excited about it. It's definitely doesn't seem like extra work to me after a full day of fielding and hitting. I'm very excited to get on the mound and do stuff like that.
Was this part of the deal when the Dodgers came to you, inviting you into camp, that this would be something that was valuable to them from you?
Initially, it kind of happened real fast and obviously right before spring training. And, but then the first day we got here, talked to Dave and we brought it up right away and he brought it up and, I was very excited about that. I was definitely going to kind of say something if it wasn't brought up, but it kind of just hit the ground running right away and we got right into it and very excited to do it. I threw a little bit this offseason, nothing off the mound, but I definitely tried to get my arm in shape.
Last question, how hard do you throw?
That's remained to be kind of seen right now. When in the White Sox, I was up to 92. So that was with no throwing program or all the weighted ball kind of stuff that they got going on here. That's really intriguing. I'm excited I'm doing right now. So, I'm hoping to get up higher than that with a great program and listening to these guys and kind of just them taking me under their wing and just listening to what they got and just learning. I mean, obviously the staff here too is unbelievable, and just trying to get as much little things as I can and apply it to myself. And I'm really excited to see kind of what the future holds as far as like getting on this program I've never been on. So I'm excited.
Thank you, Matt.
Next question is from Juan Toribio. Go ahead.
Hey, Matt, you didn't pitch at the beginning of your career. When did this kind of happen? Like, how did this happen? When did you realize that or think that you could pitch in big league games?
I mean, to be honest, it started really young. I mean, in high school, that's really all I did. And that was honestly before thinking about hitting. I mean, it was a dream to be a pitcher in the big leagues before anything, hitting and everything like that. Hitting just took off in high school and went there, and the rest is kind of history. But I've kind of I've always loved throwing, throwing different pitches, and always kind of, I wouldn't say staying fresh, like throwing off a bullpen or anything like that. But, I guess once I kind of threw some innings with the White Sox, and I just kind of like fell back in love with it. And I really just thought, now with the game and two-way playing is not as crazy or foreign as it maybe once used to be. So I think all that culmination of things coming together and just going with it. And I love pitching. And I feel like I said kind of before, that's kind of like, there's some things I can't do on a baseball field, but one thing I can do on a baseball field, I believe that I could pitch. So, it just kind of all came together, and, here we are.
And what pitches do you throw? Do you have like a knuckleball that we don't know about?
Maybe, you never know, but just a fastball, a curveball, and a splitter. And then I'm sure things will be tweaked from there, but probably mostly fastball, curveball. It's crazy, the technology information here. I'm sure I'll be throwing something else by the end of camp.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Yeah, Matt, when you're deciding where to sign, the positives of the Dodgers organization are pretty obvious, but how do you balance that out with looking at the roster and saying, boy, that's going to be a tough one to crack?
To how I kind of look at it nowadays, especially being kind of like a minor league free agent the past couple of years, I think you want to be on a winning team. You want to be on a team that's going to improve you. And you just kind of where baseball's at, sometimes, the teams that maybe look good, like it'll be opportunity on paper, and they're maybe not losing or they're not a contending team that year. They tend to play more their, younger players or guys on their roster, that kind of thing, on their 40, and they get all the opportunities, so I know that with winning teams, kind of like what I experienced a little bit with Cincinnati last year, as far as they were trying to win. And so if you do well and perform, those are the players they want, so I want to be with an organization that, I already being here for a week or so, I'm already getting better, and it's crazy the staff here, how they want to get you better and how much knowledge they have. And, if you play well, I think you'll get rewarded. And, teams that win need good players that are playing well, and so I'm banking on myself to perform, and also to be a part of this storied franchise, and learn from these guys is a treat in itself.
Do you have an opt-out date or anything like that in your contract?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm gonna have to check that out. But yeah, I do have stuff like that in my contract.
Thanks, Matt. Good luck.
Next question is from Eric Steven. Go ahead.
Hey, Matt, just wondering if any teams that you were talking to this offseason, were they against you pitching, or did that even come up when you were talking to other teams?
Yeah, no, none of the pitching stuff really was here on the table. I really wasn't thinking about that. But it's always in the back of my mind, but that wasn't something that like made a decision or not made a decision. I think everything kind of aligned here, and they wanted me to do it, and I was ready to do it. So we're ready. But really happy that Dave came up and we talked about the first day, and we're doing it.
On the hitting side, in regards to your role, did the Dodgers tell you anything like, we want you to face lefties, or is it just more of a figuring out your role as you go?
Yeah, being a right-handed hitter, there's a lot of lefties on the team, and just giving good at bats and playing first and third on certain days, and playing defense and having good at bats and hitting those lefties is the role.
Thanks.
Got time for one more. Go ahead, Jorge.
And I just wanted to go back to the hitting side. Where do you want to improve, or what do you think you can improve this spring? You talk about the Dodgers having information and all that, and they have a history of, getting guys and turning them into something, doing great things with them. So I'm just wondering, where do you want to improve?
I want to improve on having better at bats, swinging at better pitches, and swinging at strikes and not swinging at balls. Just put myself in better counts, and also when I get to those counts, taking advantage of the pitches I get and doing something with them. Obviously pinch hitting and that kind of role is obviously tough, and the not consistent at bats will be something that you really got to stay focused and not putting yourself in holes like that, and taking balls and taking walks and everything. That's what I want to improve on.